I don't really know how to start this, so we're going to just jump right into it. State the obvious, the past year of my life has been immensely difficult, more specifically the past 4 months. I've suffered from depression, accompanied by its resilient best friend, severe anxiety, neither of which was significantly present in my personality until the passing of my daughter's father. His death sent me spiraling headfirst into a brand new level of sad. The sadness that left me lying on the floor crying for hours, and I spent days unable to get out of bed. It destroyed every part of me. But it also sent me embarking on the journey that you're listening to now. It wasn't until I became depressed that I began to realize how many people actually suffer from this, including people connected to me directly, and I had no idea. I had no idea because, another fun fact that I've learned, they don't like to admit it, much less talk about it. And depression affects each individual so incredibly uniquely, but silence is the one thing we all share very similarly. Its symptoms and severity vary from person to person, but the stigma that surrounds depression is terribly real. The notion that we're crying for attention, we allow this to happen to ourselves, that we should just stop being sad, that this is a choice. The idea that we're sick, that we're inept, that we're on a lower level of social acceptance compared to someone who's happy. I don't wake up telling myself that today I'm going to be sad to a point of being physically ill. Some days, even the thought of eating makes you nauseous because depression has eradicated your appetite. I don't tell myself that I want to spend my entire day battling self-destructive thoughts. I don't wake up wanting to fight devastating feelings of complete hopelessness or constant physical exhaustion despite my 8 hours of sleep, sometimes 12. I don't want to live this way or be this person or feel this way. It's really hard. But you could stand in a room full of people who love you unconditionally and still feel completely and utterly alone. It's heavy and it's dark and it's resilient, like a hurricane that feels like it's going to last forever and it's never going to go away. It's very dark, and I think that's the best way that I can describe it. People severely underestimate the power of the human mind and the effect it has on our physical being. When you have to battle your mind every day, that shit is terrifying and exhausting. You fight to maintain positive thinking, you fight to connect with people, you fight to eat, you fight to sleep, you fight to see the good in everything, you fight for energy, you fight for normality. You fight to do every single thing you need to do throughout the day. It's a constant battle. Only to wake up tomorrow and have to fight this battle all over again. This is our reality, and it's not a choice. It's a reality that leaves us simply trying to survive to the end of every day. It leaves us distancing ourselves and pushing away everyone we love, regardless of their consistency in trying to love and support us. Relationships deteriorate. And maybe that's because we feel like they can't understand. Or maybe we're trying to save them from ourselves as to not pass on this sadness and negativity that we carry. It doesn't always make sense, but that doesn't constitute its irrelevance or determine that it's not real. It's very real, be it rational or not. Depression comes in waves. There's good days, there's good weeks, there's good months, and then there will be bad times and bad days and bad weeks and bad months. But during those moments, it's easy for our loved ones to feel as though we don't love them. It's easy for them to think that we don't want them around, we don't appreciate them, because of our tendency to isolate ourselves. but I'm saying this now. We do love you. We love you so much. And we didn't stop loving you. We appreciate your presence in our lives. And we know that we would not be here without you. We do love you. And we are thankful that you're here. Sometimes we just need you to fight for us. To love us a little bit louder. But please do not allow yourself to believe that you are not cherished and loved, because you are immensely. I had a friend recently, willingly, and without being prompted, open up to me about his depression and what he went through, what he felt, what he thought, everything. And in that moment, for the first time, in this whole battle that I've been going through, was the first time that I didn't feel alone anymore. It gave me some sort of peace in truly knowing that somebody felt and somebody had been through what's going on in my mind. And it felt good. So, if there's anything I've learned during my struggle with this, it's that there's no cure for depression. There's only human connection. This world is in desperate need of some love. And I guess what I'm hoping is that by opening up and being vulnerable, I might make someone believe they aren't alone either. And if I can reach even one person and encourage them to be vulnerable, we might be able to end the silence. Vulnerability is one of the hardest attributes to overcome as a human, because it shows weakness, and weakness leaves room for hurt. But vulnerability in itself just might save you, because the only thing that can save you from yourself is human connection.